right? So I hopped on immediately after after her live. Tasha came, she addressed the people, she wrote out her speech, printed it out on some paper. I don't know if it was something she and her team came together to write or if it was just her. I want to believe that it probably was just her. So I just hopped on live to get y'all thoughts, do a quick little chit chat, but I didn't really go blow by blow like I like to do when I watch these interviews and stuff. So I want to go ahead and take the time out to do that now. And also I want to bring attention to some of the posts that were made by Miss Tasha K and other things that are going on. Okay. She definitely ended up losing a sponsorship. So we'll talk about that. The loss of followers has happened. So we'll talk about that. But first things first, let's go into the case. Okay. A lot of you guys have not watched it, still not going to watch it, and ain't going to watch it. Okay. So I'm here to recap it for you guys. All right. So let's go ahead and, okay. Well then wait a minute now. Say what? Oh, some of y'all really hate Cardi. Wow. Like really hate that woman. They do. They do. They do. To each his own, that's their, personal problem. Was they beefing for years? I don't know much about it. I learned about this from your channel. This situation is a lie. You're speaking of Tasha and Cardi. So years ago, Tasha K did it. For those of y'all that do not know, years ago, Tasha K did an interview with a young lady by the name of Star Marie Jones, I believe it was. In that interview, this woman said a lot of negative things about Cardi, even alluded to the fact that Cardi, had herpes and stuff like that. Okay. She said a lot of things, right? So when Tasha K did the interview, she, kind of ran with the story. And Cardi reached out to Tasha and said, hey, that's not true. Can you retract that? Like, can you take that down? Because that girl over there lying and all that other stuff. Tasha K said, no, I'll take it down. When you come on my show and you do an interview. Like, that's the only way I'll take it down. And Cardi, I guess she wasn't open to doing that, right? It's like, BIT, what? You'll only take it down if I come on your show and do an interview. No, I'm not going to come on your platform. You just had somebody on there defaming me. Like, all right, I'm going to do that, right? So ever since then, Miss Tasha has been on her head top with continuing on with these stories about Cardi, even alleging that, she passed the STD on to her child. And how, some things were going on within her marriage or something like that. I think the paternity of Culture's dad, Offset, was like in question or something. Miss Tasha was bringing to the table. So just know, short answer, she was saying a lot of things about Cardi that were not true. But if you ask Tasha based on this interview, she didn't tell no lies, right? According to Tasha. According to the courts, she did, which is why a judgment happened. So let me get back to shortly after when Tasha decided that she wasn't going to stop, talking about Cardi. Also because, at the time when Cardi was on the rise, because at that time Cardi was just starting. She wasn't as big. She was fresh out of Love and Hip Hop, right? She was starting to grow. When all of this went down. And because she started to get the notoriety and the fame, a lot of the barbs started to not like her because they started to see dang, they started about to pin Cardi up against Nicki. And with the barbs, they're so used to seeing Nicki for all of these years because nobody else would want to compete with Nicki or would want to just come into the industry and, have to constantly be compared to her. So nobody was trying to do that. But Cardi was one of those people that was like, it's whatever with me, So she comes into the game and a lot of people didn't like that. So when Miss Tasha was going on and on and on about Cardi, it was giving pandering to the barbs. So they enjoyed it and it kept going. So Miss Cardi decided to send her a few cease and desist. I believe it was 3 of them. Miss Tasha went on her public platform to say, hey, girl, I'm wiping with these, girl. This is tissue for me. And then since she did not, now Cardi gave her 3 chances. This is what people keep forgetting. As much as people like to bring up, oh, Cardi said this, and Cardi talked about roaches, and Cardi this and that. And they always say she called Black women roaches, but they never talk about how Cardi is also called herself a roach. But okay. There's that. But with the, what was I finna say about the yeah, so it's like people will always say this and that and that and the other about Cardi, but Cardi didn't even want to sue this woman. Right? She gave this woman chances. This isn't even something that she wanted to do. But that's what ended up happening. Okay. Miss Tasha K decided that she wanted to countersue Cardi last year for 3.3 or $3 million. The judge says absolutely not, throws out her case, dismisses it. All right. He also told her, hey, girl, you might want to settle this case because it's not looking good for you. And she decided not to. She wanted to continue to press forward. Right. And yet here we are. The trial went on for maybe a week or so. And we finally got the verdict on Monday that Tasha had to pay 1.25 million. Okay. General damages, I think, was 1,250,000 ended up being like the medical. And then the next day they came back and told us about like the punitive damages and the attorney fee. I think the attorney's fee ended up being 1.3 million. Punitive ended up being like $1 million. So yeah. Yeah, girl. So that's where she's at. So it ended up being a total of $4 million. But Cardi also took away, she said she don't have to pay $225,000 of the medical expenses. So she only has to pay $25,000. So that may have bumped her down to right under $4 million, right? So she's paying like 3.8, 3.9, somewhere up in there. Girl, it's a lot. Girl, it's a lot. Okay. So after that, see you later, Romeo. So after that, Tasha finally got a chance to like speak out in her own way. I guess a lot of people was reaching out to her for comments. She didn't want to give a comment. She wanted to do it on her own platform where she will monetize and benefit. And I can't blame her for that, right? So this is what she said, okay? Miss Tasha says that she called the case a conspiracy, but says that she wouldn't change anything about it. Oh, shout out to I think you just became a member, Andrea Rogers. Thank you so much for becoming a member. I appreciate that. So yeah, she calls the case a conspiracy, and we had to touch on that last night. That was interesting to me. I'm like, how is this a conspiracy? This is just me. I ain't got no with nobody, girl. I'm just gonna call, think a thing, how you want to feel, girl, whatever. So anyway, how is this a conspiracy against you when chances were already given? How can you get on your platform and then speak ill on how this case was handled when you were served 3 cease and desist letters, and then you also were suggested to have settled this case, right? But you didn't want to listen. So how is it now becoming the fault of someone else because of your own actions and how you went about it? And keep in mind, the reason that we're here anyway is because of the actions of yourself. So that's not adding up. She says that she wasn't shocked by the verdict and she was prepared for the challenge from the beginning. And I said, I know you were not surprised by the verdict because the judge told you, and I'm going to keep saying, he said settle, girl. So at this point, you couldn't have been surprised by what could have possibly happened. All right. So she says the machine wanted to bully her. I'm still stuck on that machine, girl. Hey, Nikki, how are you? Okay, I'm still stuck on the machine part. The machine how did the machine want to bully you? Girl, you know who I think did want to bully Tasha? Her attorneys. The stories that have come out about her attorneys reporting from all of the people that were actually in the courtroom, and I could name a list of them as I did in the previous video, but it sounded like the attorneys was the bullies because they was not on her side, girl. I didn't understand that. That didn't hit. That didn't hit. The machine wanted to bully me. Who was the machine? So was Cardi the machine? Because I feel like what Cardi was a few years ago, she wasn't necessarily the machine. You know what I'm saying? Like she was just really getting up there. People were just finding out about her. I mean, I don't know, girl. I guess, girl. Because what I'm saying is like back then, it was coming off as though you were the bully. You know what I'm saying? So you're the bully to the machine, not the machine is the bully to you. Okay. So then she says that the machine has an interest in protecting drugs, violence, and the P word. Okay. For the women that like to walk the street and find them some clients. Okay. They have an interest in protecting that. What that got to do with why we here? That was the only thing. Like, what does that have to do with why we're here? It didn't really make sense, but I'm still wondering, what does that have to do with why we're here? She goes on to speak on her being a mother of a 15-year-old and a 2-year-old. And that's where I did have the sympathy for Tasha, because she is a mom. The more I sat back and I reflected on this situation as a mom, you have to be considerate. You have to be mindful. You have to have a heart. You know what I'm saying? As a mom, I just feel like if I don't have no fact, this is me. If I don't have no facts to know that somebody has passed a disease on to their child, I'm not going to sit up here and say that somebody passed a disease on to their child. Like, that's just Come on now, as a mom, that's not adding up. Okay, but I definitely understand the card that was trying to be played in this moment. Okay, she also speaks on her First Amendment right being hindered, and she says that there was no defamation, no invasion of privacy, and no suicidal thoughts. So you were in her head and you knew how she was experiencing. You knew what she was experiencing, you knew what she was going through. You was in her head to know whether or not she had those type of thoughts. Okay. Defamation, well, you could say there wasn't, but that's been already proven because that's what you're on the hook for, as well as invasion of privacy. What else? She mentioned something about preserving the record, like her attorneys wanted her to preserve the record, and this is her preserving the record. And I was like, I don't think they want you to preserve it like this. I don't know. But then again, they are attorneys, girl. So she says if her content isn't trustworthy, then why is it used in trials for other cases, and why is it requested by police officers for other cases or whatever like that? So I'm like, but see, that's fine though. Like nobody is saying that the work you've done is all bad. It's just that the things that you've done and how you handle this particular situation with Cardi is what was wrong. That's all the judges and all the people was calling out. You were wrong in this particular situation. You know what I'm saying? What else? Oh yeah, she says she's willing to take this all the way up to the Supreme Court. I don't think any of that's going to happen. We shall see. But I don't think any of that is going to happen. And the reason why I say that is because the judge didn't even want to hear your case the first time. He told you that you should have settled. So if you're bringing this all the way to the Supreme Court, for me, it kind of makes me think, and I'm open to being proven wrong, but it kind of makes me think like, what you think they finna do? Girl, if he didn't want to hear it, we don't want to hear it either. Like, what do you want us to hear? This was Tasha's way to me in saying, I ain't paying. This was her way of saying, I ain't paying nothing. Cardi, you ain't getting your money from me, girl. Okay, I'm not paying. That's what I was hearing. Okay, she said that they are going to appeal. That's something she definitely plans on doing. But I was listening to an attorney earlier saying that if she is able to, no, it wasn't about the appeal. I'm sorry, it was about the bankruptcy. Like even if she were to file for bankruptcy, it could remove some of the fees and things that she owed, but the punitive ain't going nowhere. It don't matter how many times she filed, because the punitive is there as punishment. Like you can figure out ways to probably get out that other stuff, but it's punitive of 1 million. Oh, baby, that's all you, right? So that's what one of the attorneys is. I can't think of his name. I know it's Mark something. He's a Caucasian. He's a white man, girl. He's a white man. And Cardi actually was trying to get him before she got her other attorneys. He said when she came to him, she was really distraught and upset when she first approached him about this situation, but he I guess something happened. He wasn't able to work with her at the time, so she ended up getting some other attorneys, and they took care of this case. So yeah, there's that. But we'll see how this appeal. I'm looking forward to this injunction. I don't see the appeal really going anywhere. I don't know how that works. I don't know if she could have possibly felt like her attorneys didn't do justice for her, and then maybe she could get like another appeal, maybe drop her attorneys and hire more attorneys. But then that's the thing, though, that's gonna cost more money. You know, that's gonna cost more money. I do understand like why she got up there and she did not. I do understand why she got on the stand and she didn't. I'm sorry, not on the stand, but got on her video and really like accept any accountability, because it's gonna make her look foolish. Especially when you're trying to go out there and you're trying to appeal. It's only going to make her look foolish. So, yeah, I mean, I get that part. What? Not the Supreme Court. They barely took time with the Texas ban. What makes her think they want to be bothered with her foolishness? They not finna go that far. They not finna do it. They not finna do it, sis. They not. I don't see an appeal happening. I really don't. I'm sorry. I just don't. No. I feel like also with an appeal, I don't necessarily know. So attorneys, let me know. I would think that you would have to present some new evidence or something in order to get an appeal. So what new details will you be able to present? And then the hardest thing is going to be the admission that was being reported by the individuals in the courtroom, saying that you got on the stand and admitted that you told stories, you told lies, for your audience, for the money, for monetary gain, in so many words. So with that admission, how that's gonna work? We'll have to see. We're gonna have to see how that's gonna work, because I don't see it happening. Now I do wonder what's gonna happen with this injunction. I know at first I was saying that I don't think they should take her channel. Whatever they do ain't got shit to do with me. That's what I'll say. That's my answer now. Whatever y'all do is on y'all. Because Tasha Luther the King is out here leading the people and needed to be silenced. Leading what people? Not Tasha Luther King. What people she leading? And I mean, we all saw how she tried to flip the narrative, but I a lot of people weren't falling for it necessarily. All of this that you done put somebody through, and then now you done came out as the victim. How does that work? And for me, it's not even just the Cardi situation. I'll be honest, I observe a lot of things on YouTube, and I just see the demeanor amongst a lot of different people that may come across her, and it all gives the same behavior. So, but if you guys want to wino and do your thing, do your thing. To each his own. Same situation. If you want to support her, support her. That's on you. Just like with Cardi. You want to support Cardi, support Cardi. You want to support Nicki, support her. Support, do whatever you want to do, girl. Everybody has a right to support whoever it is that they want to support. Everybody also has a right to not support who they don't want to support. And it's okay if somebody was your cup of tea at one point and they not your cup of tea no more, or they weren't your cup of tea and then now you like them. I mean, like, you got the free range to do that. I think a lot of times people be wanting folks to choose side and like, no, you can't like them at all. Like, no, you gotta want them to have that in their life. Girl, I high key don't give it. So whatever they want to do, girl, y'all do what y'all want to do in these streets. If they snatch it, girl, they snatch it, girl. Just don't be coming over here scooting and snatching and tugging on mine. Don't pull on me, girl. I ain't do nothing to you, honey. Don't pull on me. I told you I only can afford 4 meals, not 4 meals. Okay? Understand the difference, period. Let me scroll down and see what you guys are over here saying. I was going to do a call in. What y'all think? I was thinking about letting you guys call in and chit chat and tell me your thoughts about everything that we talked about on the quick chat today. I feel like people forget the upbringing of Cardi B, not to excuse anything, but she was on survival mode in New York City. She just happened to change her life and talk about it. Okay. Yes, the hate for Cardi is disgusting. It really comes across as jealousy. All right. And for the stripper attack, that's typically New York SHI. Is it right? No. But don't try to glorify off something that has nothing to do with you. And then to just keep lying and not taking nothing down? No accountability. Hilarious. Hey, I gotta clear something else up too. Tasha got on YouTube like she was doing a presidential press conference, and I cannot listen. I had to go back and watch it because I had to grab my notes and stuff. And y'all know last time I had said, I was like, yo, I appreciate, the humble Tasha. Girl, it was so many of y'all in the comments said, girl, humble where? When I went back and watched it, I said, I have gotten myself together and recognized that it was not humility in the video, but it was indeed a bit more calmness is what I'll say. It wasn't the yelling individual that we typically get. So yeah, I appreciated that. Ray Bay says, I don't see it for her. Never did. Unless it's an interview, I don't want to hear her. She's a gutter snipe for real. For real. Just nasty. Okay. There is no way you go through a whole lawsuit, lose said lawsuit, and still don't learn your lesson. She's slow. I need a second. Oh, Lord. The right thing to do would be acknowledge she was wrong, and because she allowed her ego to get in the way, she's paying the cost. Yikes. Tasha played stupid games and won $4 million prizes. Girl, if you don't get your ass, I can't. I cannot. Okay. Goodness. I need folks to stop attacking Cardi and go support their fave and buy her music so she can chart, since you think Cardi is using payola and sympathy. Okay. She was talking about specific people when she called them roaches. Everyone else generalized and accused her of calling Black women roaches. Right. I'm not a fan of Cardi B because I don't listen to her music, but I don't dislike her. However, Tasha K did undeniably humiliated Cardi B maliciously for no reason at all. That's hurtful. Indeed. Indeed, 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 indeed. Not the Illuminati. The Illuminati, child. Hilarious. Let me see what else y'all saying. Tasha underestimated Cardi. Tasha let Cardi B's music persona get her caught up and didn't expect Cardi to be a smart woman. Not the Supreme Court. They barely took time with the Texas ban. I read this one. What makes her think they want to be bothered with her foolishness? Girl. We need to see the Fulton County Court documents. I agree. I would like to see them as well. Please send me an email. Thank you. Please, please. Right. As long as they ain't taking a loaf of bread on mine, girl, scoot over, honey. Scoot, girl, just tell me. You only got one time to tell me to scoot to the back. Not a problem. Scooting now. Scooting now. Her channel should be taken down after yesterday's statement. Listen, I'm going to let these people do what they do. Tasha just went live trying to get Akbar to take accountability. Baby, cut it out. I saw that. I'm not going to lie. I said, not y'all talking about accountability. Who said that? Who said that? Portia. Girl, y'all know what this theme gave us for 2022? No accountability is the theme of the year. I blame Portia. I blame Portia Williams. It started with you. Okay? That is going to be the theme for sure of the year. Help us. The lead attorney posted his YouTube earnings, 137 subs, 51,000 per month, not including members, Patreon, and sponsors. Tasha got 1 million subs. Listen, he be on it. And I think you mean 137,000, right? Or is it just 137? Girl, I saw his Patreon, what, last week or earlier this week, I think. I said, oh, that man got over 6,000 folks on his Patreon. I said, okay, well, go ahead, honey. Who is? I heard she's doing a documentary about the case, which will be a ratings bonanza. Wonder if Cardi could some of that money. Oh, so that means that Tasha K is working on doing her documentary regarding this, and she's wondering if Tasha is gonna be if Cardi gonna be trying to get some of the money or something like that. I ain't know that about it. Tasha came on that live like she was Kate Crusader, the pink Power Ranger saving Black people from getting SHOT while getting their hair braided. LOL. I was so confused by Chicago. I said, do we live up there? Do you fix anything around here? When's the last time that you paid a bill in Chicago? How did we get up here when we're down here? Ma'am, no, we're down here. They're up there. What they got to do with where we at? Huh? I said, I don't know if this is the preserving of the record that the attorneys may have wanted. I feel like the preserving of the record would have been other documents. Okay, documents that probably was not entered or should have been entered or something. But I don't think this was the preserving of the record that the attorneys were speaking on. If it was, they should have been standing by your side, giving a statement, as Cardi's attorneys were standing next to her side. But you know, I guess everybody do their thing in their own time. So what? Jamie, what is your opinion on Tasha getting dragged when white man was doing the same? Quoted by Alex R. What white man? To be honest, IDC. I feel like everybody is able, lack of a better word, to get dragged. So it is what it is. I mean, if those are people's opinions and that's how they feel and they want to be vocal about it, like just because a white person does it all the time don't mean that they don't get called out for their SHI. We just finished dragging the hell out of Jenny for her comments and the stuff that she's been out here doing. So, you know, and she's Asian or whatever. So it's like anybody can really get it. Those are my thoughts about it. So if that's those people's opinion and that's how they feel, that's on them. If they want to be loud and vocal about it and say their thoughts and stuff. And you know they were. You know they were. Do you think her husband will stay around? Didn't his statements hurt her arguments? Great question. I feel like that's something only the future can truly tell. I don't know if he'll stay around. I mean, if I judge just off of a court case, I would think no. But I ain't been in a relationship for the past 15 plus years. They probably gonna just, you know, be in it together and figure it out. I don't know how this could possibly have a toll on them later on in life, you know? You know, we'll have to wait and see how that's going to play out. She said that he was the most supportive, you know, person to her. He was the one that was telling her to pursue things. Go ahead and go all the way with it. Stand your ground with this situation here. So I guess she believed in something. She believed enough that she felt like she didn't do anything wrong. Yet here we are. I just feel like sometimes you just gotta know when to draw the line. Just gotta know when to draw the line for real. I mean, if the line wasn't drawn with like, hey, take down the videos, if it wasn't drawn with the cease and desist, if it wasn't drawn with the dropping of the settlement, I think it should have been drawn. I'm sorry, not the dropping of the lawsuit, the countersuit. I think it should have been drawn with the settlement. The first thing that comes to my mind, honestly, is you play with fire long enough, you're gonna get burned with it. So We just gonna have to see how this, play out. Can she recover? I'm sure. I'm sure in enough time she definitely can. I think she's probably going to change a bit of how she goes about her content. I feel like she kind of has with like her interviews and stuff like that, based on just what I've seen. But I'm comparing her recent interviews like Ariane. I feel like oh yeah, and the one she did with Sam in Egypt in comparison to her years ago. Because that was the last time that I've actually like watched her prior to those interviews. So I think from that time, she's already kind of started changing, and I think she's probably going to change, more things. But you just never know. You never know. You never know. I'll be honest. You never know with Tasha though. So what if Tasha don't do anything? Tasha gonna show you she ain't phased, even though she probably phased all the way to the ground. That's something she gonna show you that she not phased. He gonna have to support them 4 milli funds too, I guess. Lord, a lot of things are so avoidable. They are. Let me tell you, baby, hear me. I ain't gotta what like for real. There is no point, when I think about this situation for me, there is no point that I would need to prove to y'all. Absolutely not one. So if it's coming down, it's coming down. Facts. I was set up by the machine to watch Tasha's video 4 times. I cannot, not by the machine. Jen was on her BS live, and everybody and their mama was live at the same time. My YouTube kept acting up. I know it was, girl. I know everything was going on. Girl, I know the internet really got a spike at that time. Whew. Well, honey, I'm about to go ahead and hop off of here. I have spent enough time with you guys so that I can get me a little bit of relaxation in before I get ready to do the Ooh Ladies First panel over there with Niecy Dixon. Okay, please know that we do have the Ooh Ladies First panel exclusive interview with Cree Campbell over there on Niecy's channel. So it may be premiering now. You guys go ahead and go over there and check it out. Okay, this is Cree, Uncle Luke's daughter, and she is a part of Growing Up Hip Hop. Immediately following, the ladies and I will be going live for our usual normal show on Thursday. Okay, so I thank you guys so much for coming and watching the video or watching the live, being a part of this live with me. Please don't forget to subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Go ahead and hit the like button for me as well. Yeah, I'm Jamie That's Me. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Jamie That's Me. And real quick, for somebody that keep asking me about this wig, girl, you better take a snapshot. Okay, that's the one that's on my head. All right, that's all I got. I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one. Have a good night. Bye.